Mark, another valuable 3 points and a tremendous performance to beat a title chasing side this afternoon.
To win the second half performance, I thought the first half they were a lot better than us. They thoroughly deserved the lead, even though we felt a lot aggrieved that there was a free kick here before the penalty. The penalty was a stonewall penalty. We could have no complaints about that. Maybe we were lucky not to lose a man there. He could have been sent off. But we got to half time only a goal down. We regrouped, we talked about what we needed to improve on, we changed the shape a little bit very soon into the second half, and it worked very well for us. And I thought the second half performance was fantastic, and I thought by the end we could say we thoroughly deserved to win the game.
There was obviously a lot of frustration at half time over that decision. I saw yourself talking to the referee, a few of the players spoke to them. Did you have to try and calm them down first before you get your thoughts across?
I had to calm myself down really, but in the heat of the moment, we all get carried away. It's part and parcel of what happens in this area here. We can't go out there and kick the ball, so we kick every ball in here. So we were frustrated that looking at getting into half time 0-0, not having played well but got away with it, and suddenly we're a goal down. And a goal down against Aberdeen, you think you're up against it. So we knew we were up against it, but we sorted it out, and a great effort in the second half, and no small amount of common sense in terms of the way we played the game. Got us back in the game and eventually won us the game. So, we knew if we could get the ball to the likes of Moulty and Scotty and Marv that they had goals in them. So we did that in the second half that we weren't able to do in the first half, and we've won another game. It's fantastic.
You mentioned during the week obviously the virus. Chris Cadden had to come off early in the second half. He was one of the victims of the virus, and is that why he had to come off this afternoon?
I think so. Ben Hall, he missed the game because of the virus, and Cads, I think, had to come off. So that's the only effect that the virus had in this. So we're not going to make a big scene about the virus. The virus we got away with. I mean, the closest, really the worrying thing was Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon when we felt, if another 3 or 4 come in on Friday morning, the game could be off. That's how critical it was. But instead of that, 3 or 4 come in that were feeling a little bit better. We suddenly had, 14 or 15 training. And then this morning Marvin Johnson declared fit, so that was terrific news for us, and he played and showed no effects of it. So the virus was incidental. We missed Pearson and Lasley through injury, of course, and Louis Lang's still injured, and we didn't have Faddy, his injury, to bring in. So we were affected, but all that said, I thought we felt before the game we had enough to win the game, and in the end we have.
You mentioned the injuries there, and that obviously made a complete reshuffle in the middle of midfield with Jack Leach coming in for his first game for a long time, and Margaro Gomez, and the two of them been a tremendous shift in the middle of the park for us.
Yeah, Jack Leach has been banging my door down, and I've challenged him in certain ways to do certain things, and he stepped up at training, and today he got his opportunity really because of the injuries, but he's taken it. He did brilliantly, and he's been part of a fantastic performance that's got us a great result against aspiring champions, so it was an important result for us in our position in the league, but it was a big result, and it was an important performance for Jack himself.
You mentioned a big result for us and a big performance for us. It kind of consolidates in the moment the top 6. Are you beginning to believe that can happen? Or are you still looking at Kilmarnock at the moment?
I need to look at the the table, but I mean I'm not sure that we should necessarily make a big scene about that. I think we've done a lot of work to get the points we have, and we should be in a position now to think that we can finish the season without getting involved in that scrap. I mean, you've seen it today. If we can carry on that sort of performance, we now have a chance to regroup and fix some injuries with 1 or 2 of them ready for the Inverness game. But I think what we have to see is we've got 2 games before the split. One against Inverness away and one against Celtic at home, both really difficult games, and if we lose both those games it's not impossible that we won't be in the top 6, so we kind of start thinking top 6. All we can do at the moment is think as many points as we possibly can between ourselves and the team at second bottom, and if that means we're in the top 6, that'll be fantastic.
You mentioned that it's 2 weeks before our next game. The players get any time off, or are you going to keep them in, keep them working?
Yeah, they'll be off. They'll get some days off. I'm away with the Scotland team now. Steve Robinson's away with the Ireland team. So midweek the under-20s are coming down to train with the Scotland squad to provide opposition for us, both Monday and Tuesday, and then they'll come down on Saturday and Sunday next week for the other squad that we're bringing in to provide opposition. The boys will thoroughly enjoy that. They come down to Mar Hall, and and they'll get well looked after, and they'll get a great experience playing against the best players in the country. In between that, the ones that have played all the games will be getting a few days off. We'll get a lot of rest next weekend. We're doing some testing during the week. Yeah, so it's an opportunity to regroup, and that includes a well-deserved rest.
Yeah, we're just touching on that thing with under-20s. That'll also be good preparation for them for their own cup final coming up then, I would guess.
Yeah, I think so. I think that they will get the experience against playing against top players. And I know that the last time before I was here last, Stuart sent a team down, or brought a team down, and I think the lads that day were unlucky that they met a Scotland squad, with Barry Bannon, the people that day who were absolutely on fire, and we gave them an absolute gubbin. But I think they still enjoyed it, and it's a good experience. So we'll see what it's like this time. The boys, whatever happens, will enjoy the experience coming down. Being amongst the international players, being in the scene, seeing what it's like down at Mar Hall, the sort of way we act, and they'll get fed down there and they'll be part of it. So it'll be a thoroughly good experience for them.
Well done, and thanks very much, Mark.